Good evening. So we are first going to think about what is the topic going to be. I had a topic in mind, but it is traveling around in the universe somewhere. So, indeed. So let's start with freeing our mind first, removing negative thoughts, removing doom thinking. So I have water and a cup of coffee, and I need both. So in the previous live stream, I was talking about, a little bit how to wake up, a little bit about an apple, and that you can plant a seed of a tree for your son or daughter if, you know, they are 5 years old. You ask them, what's your favorite fruit? Is it an apple, a pear, a peach? So they like apple. So you help them grow an apple tree. So you can do that from the seed, but that means that you might get a very big apple tree. So normally they put a slowing growing tree underneath the apple tree. So what they do, they take a tree that grows slow, they grow it, they cut it off, and then they grow that tree. They cut off the top of the apple tree, and they are going to glue the apple tree on top of the slow growing tree. And then when these are ready to sell, it takes about 3 years before they set fruit. So that's also something that you can do. Get yourself a small apple tree and maybe plant a different seed. You can do the seed thing, for example, with cucumbers or tomatoes. So yeah, mindful musings. Mindful musings might blow your mind. Oh, I need to do like this. Mindful musings might blow your mind. and damage your ignorance. The search for true chosen one or it followers. So, what I understood is that some people are misunderstanding when they are the chosen ones or not. So, let me save this for now. So, let me explain why the mindful musings are actually happening. It's happening because the mind is seeking some mindfulness and you want to express it. You want to express and have a thought process about mindfulness, about expressing your heart, which is filled with love, with light, and is at peace. Your mind is also at peace, so it is at ease. So, how do you get in that state of mind? That's why I did guided meditations. So, I'm not sure if on YouTube or Twitch. So, the people from Twitch, if you want to get into the conversation and you can ask a proper question, you can go to Mindful Music, Frankie. You probably will not find me, but you could try. So at the moment, there is also a live. So I think that if you put on using Frankie, and you press on live, if that's a category filter, you might have a chance. But you must seek the path without conflict, without illness, without poverty, which is the path of true happiness. So you need to be ready. Different ages, different stages. So when the parents are listening to this and the children are walking around, it's okay. But I did not make this broadcast for people younger than 23 years old. So you need the child to let the child be your child. And parents are leading in showing love, showing kindness, showing positivity. And that's what the children are going to learn. If the parents do that way, and if they need help, then they follow something. A religion, guru, or me, a Kiyomi. So, meditation are different things. So there are things in meditation I do not recommend you understand meditation in such sense, especially if your ancestors are not experienced. So this is where I also do not recommend a medium. But the medium is there for the medium step of a person that only can grasp or needs to have their agreement or something, actually seeking for confirmation. While spirituality is not really seeking confirmation, but spiritual growth is growing in awareness. Spiritual growth is growing in behavior. Spiritual growth is in the practice of in divine life. So to all of this, there is a light source. And from that source of light, there are more sources of light, like Buddha, Jesus, Yoshika, Okada, Gesa, and all within the light hierarchy have their different position. Yes? So when you are devoted to a light source and you are following that path, it also might be that first you are not the right place. So first your spiritual path was going through the religion that you were born in. So for example, it used to be a Buddhistic country of China. It used to be. So when we understand language, we understand that when a child is born in China, it speaks Chinese. When it's born in England, it speaks English. This is something easy to understand. But if the English child is not learning Chinese as well, it will not understand the Chinese child. Unless the Chinese child says, well, I'm going to learn English. Same thing as with what's the main religion of your country? That's the background of the culture. Yes, so in Europe, after the Crusades, it became Roman Catholic partially, main part. So when your family is raising you in the background of a Roman Catholic religion, excuse me, then you get the teachings inside the church. But also as a child, you can have your experiences when it's about truth. And all the empath children, they were wondering when they walk into the Roman Catholic Church and they see all these horrific paintings of torture. And then the child who does not understand any of that, only that it's horrific and traumatizing, to make it even worse, they have this type of scarecrow as a symbol. And you see a dead body hanging on a cross. How to honor a holy person is not by showing him hanging, tortured, and murdered on a cross. I'm going to tell you that much. That is the opposite of honoring a holy person. Because a holy person you do not honor with image of a physical thing. Of course, there are of the Messiah of the 21st century, there are pictures, there are photos because the technology was there. But it's highly recommended not uh, to use it in a sense like that. So it's documented. There is, it has to do with dignity, sincerity, and respect and honor. Yes, pay honor and respect. I do not understand the Roman Catholic Church that they put a holy man dead on a cross. Like you would expect that you would see as symbolism, for example, Jesus, how he is giving divine light and doing miracles. And to that, all paintings. Yes, why say to the Roman Catholic Church, if you want to become less devilish, you are going to remove the torture and you're going to put images of Jesus Christ who is performing miracles. It's much more beautiful for me as a child instead of all the horror. Act normal for Christ's sake. And then remove all the torture tools. Yes, because the cross with nails is a torture tool. You are not going to make that a symbol, are you? How dare you, Roman Catholic Church? Vatican, Pope, change right now. I'm telling you. And I'm telling the Creator, I'm telling your God what you do. Do better, man. But I think that people that go to church don't even ask themselves that question because then, you know, I ran away from the church. It's too scary, all the horror. So it's not mindful. Yes, it's not mindful. Dear Roman Catholic Christian, talk to me. It's not mindful to use a torture tool with a dead body as a symbol. How sickening is that? Probably it was meant that those people that were wearing that torture tool around their neck, so we can see, well, let's go the other way. So I say no more torture. But consciousness did grow. The collective consciousness of humanity did grow. I drink a little bit of my coffee. So a big thank you to big thank you to Shamanic Drum with Tribe Pache, Peace, Healing, Spiritual Elevation. No copyright. Yes, so thank you very much that I can use this. So everybody, you can type Shamanic Drum with Tribe Pache, Peace, Healing, Spiritual Elevation. And you can play it at home. Oh, wait. Yeah, I will do that later. I give it a like. Probably already did it. So they were really making this music with these instruments with the native flute. For you, for me, for us, for everybody to enjoy and have some healing, elevation, spiritual. So kind. And this music, so I have my shamanic drum over there, always to me. And I have one that has such a lovely bass sound. Oh my God. I love it, I love it, I love it. And that's also, when you make a campfire and you focus on the campfire and you have somebody playing on the flute, you have somebody with a percussion type of thing, and you have someone on the hand drum. And these sounds, healing, imagine nature, the animals, they really like it. That's what I noticed when I started to play guitar at the river, how the ducks were coming to me when they hear me play, and I was not going to be there to give them food, but then they were coming to sit with me and going to sleep, basically. And the expression of music in nature and how the animals respond to it, it's really nice. But also human beings, they also respond to it. It's actually enriching open space. And yeah, you share so many moments of joy. So on the search for the chosen ones with followers, so yes, there is a following that is still searching, yes, and then you are going to position yourself because you are obviously the one that is speaking and seeking to express your heart, to express your mind, and you want to be busy with that. Yes, you want to be busy with um, spreading divine light or having a mindful conversation or like doing these rituals. Yes, and religiously, consciously, if you understand the collective consciousness of mankind, and when you meditate, you can go there and you can plant seeds of love, of healing. Yes. So that's what we are also doing now, to plant these conscious things. And because it's conscious, it has formed language in us. Yes. So what is this? Well, somebody is saying it's Kundalini energy. What is this? Yeah, this is divine light. What is that? That is silver light. Silver light, golden light, everything. Oh my God. The words came in existence because it was consciously already there. So you need a word to name that what you actually discovered. And the Japanese, they have the most developed language because they worded the most things. And the West is far behind. So I suggest the whole world is copying the civilization with their own culture from Japan. So it does not mean that you become Japanese. No, you copy the civilization level because they are medium level of civilization. Then the whole world becomes medium level of civilization. And yeah, people want to contribute to a higher level of civilization. It's momentarily not possible because um, a civilization is too big for one person. So if it's only me, you know, for a decent active group that can achieve a lot, you need 40 persons. But that is more in a production process, business wise, movement wise, but not civilization wise yet. So then you need to have multiple cells to give form to all the craftsmanship, like you need carpenter, you need a house, etc., etc. All these jobs to build and produce you need in your civilization. But the main change is that we utilize products in a better way that nature is providing. Yes, not only harvesting, destruction, greed, and we don't care. No, it's replanting, reusing, repairing. But we have become a hyping, destructing, and these phone companies are one of the biggest destruction companies against mankind, and they should shame themselves. Every year a new phone. No, you make one phone, and that phone needs to function 25 years. And that should be the guarantee. 25 years functioning mobile phone, and once in the 5 years, your mobile phone is going to be revised. Yes, updated, new chip, whatever. You do not need this light and make money mobile phone like iPhone. Anyways, to have these conversations with yourself is already important. So you need to be selfish to observe wisdom. You need to be selfish to put yourself in the next state of mind, feeling positive vibe. That's what your ego needs to be selfish about behavior. So when you found out that you tried so hard and tried so long, and you say, okay, I know now very seriously which path I endlessly going to walk, I endlessly going to learn on this path of mindfulness, of growing in light as a spiritual, energetical, magnetical being. Some people said you talk so slow. Well, say that word as quickly. But that is because I have the time to think and to talk, to contemplate. So I go searching in the outmost of kindness from within my heart because I told your intelligence is in your brain. You know, when you're not that intelligent in your head, better think from within your heart. And then people think you are smart. It rhymes. It rhymes. When you think from your brain, people think you're intelligent. But when you think from within your heart, it's going to be my quote. So, yeah, smart I am, not intelligent. And you know how I became smart? I ate a lot of Smarties. Oh man, what if I eat a lot of Smarties right now? Do you know what a Smartie is? It's very not smart to eat that for your health. It's so many toxins put in one choco bonbon. I do not even know it. I don't believe they still exist. I don't know. I do not really eat candy anymore. So yeah, pollute your body not too much. So be aware about what you eat, toxic that it is. So all microwave meals are too toxic for me to eat. If I eat them, I get sick. So I cook with true ingredients and I'm also mixing with it. So only I must say that the tomato sauce of the white bean in tomato sauce I didn't make, so I hope it's only tomato sauce. Oh, we have tomato sauce for you. 80 ingredients. Me, I buy tomatoes. I cook them, make sauce of it. One ingredient. Okay, and then you can add salt, pepper, garlic, basilicum, oregano, chili pepper, ginger. So you could add 7 spices or 10 spices easily. Not 80, because it's not spices. It are 70 toxins for the this and for the that, and who knows? You know what substance this is good for? Add it to the food. Nowadays, apples are so toxic and acidic that when you eat them, you get a free teeth whitening. I'm kidding. But I am wondering about that apple from Adam and Eve. Oh, hello. How are you doing, Trip and Falls? I hear that Storm Aaron is coming close to New York. So yeah, we were letting our mind flow. Oh, that's really nice sourdough bread and pancakes. Yeah, maybe next week because Aaron is enjoying the summer here, so it's going to be uh, a lot colder. So I think that will be the time for some pancakes. Well, I feel myself really good and confident the mindful musings and continue on that path where mindful people can have a chat together or actually doing something together because also the good souls, the beautiful souls need to gather, and if the distances are too far then we can gather on the cyber uh, thing. So there are wishes and there are possibilities and there are limitations. But if we understand the limitations, then what is the most easiest thing to do? What can we do in the to make a change? Or is that Lake Erie? Is that USA or is it Canada? Because when you're talking of the Great Lakes, I'm thinking about North USA or Southern Canada. I don't know. So also, because recently I removed TikTok because um, well, then let's say Turtle Island. So assistant was one of the pointers on thumbnail. We have assistance, support, guidance, and we are in mindful music. Yeah, I would like to see you dance. Party animal trip and falls. So yeah, dancing and singing is actually the main culture that was elevating human beings, and we see that industry destroy that actually, and yet the architecture of building our civilization is really poor. So we need better architecture, and I do not understand how come that our architecture is so poor while we are observing bees for how long? Oh no, that's okay. You know, Mindfulness is also being aware if somebody is reaching out to you. Yes, and we are now in a space traveling in the mind and human consciousness. So being aware of each other, hey, there is somebody. And I do not want to go in the terminology of resonating with each other or vibing with each other. No, it's more like the awareness of the other person in which you can connect with kindness. Yes, so a lot of people misunderstand my kindness for love. Yes, so I think people should limiting their love a little bit in the understanding like, yeah, who are you giving your love? Yes, who do you allow to experience the force of love that's inside you? Well, I am really picky about that because if you apply standards, you could say like, okay, my love I show to my woman and to my children and to my friends. But I'm not showing it randomly in public or to strangers. But still, there I can be kind. Yes. But because love is rare and kindness is rare, it's easily to misunderstand, especially when it's not something that's usually coming to your mind. So when somebody is producing a lot of negative thoughts, all the love and kindness will not come to mind at the moments when you are full of hatred. I know that because if you hate so much that you want to kill somebody, then you need a lot of love, I can tell you. So I thought, I can, if we look what is available, where you can really, so on YouTube, there are not many wise men active in live stream reaching out. Yeah, there are a lot of wannabes and a lot of fake ones and a lot of other fake ones which you could consider as robots or AI. So that is making YouTube and TikTok really dangerous with all the AI that is trying to convince you, but also trying to change your mind, yes, to brainwash you, to make adjustments in your thoughts and adjustments in your conviction of life. Yes, this background music is from Shamanic Drum with Tripake, Peace, Healing, Spiritual Elevation, And they didn't do copyright, no copyright. So, yeah, it's peace, healing, spiritual elevation. So, that is the set attention of these beautiful people doing this and making it available. And I thought, let's share it with the world. Let me see if I can, then you will have the link. Why not? So you can enjoy it in the morning or whenever you want. So the mindful musings have an enter point of mindfulness. So when somebody is entering the live stream, for example, and willingly want to add to the mindfulness, that is the entry point, that it is something mindful. Or if we know each other, like Trip and Fault, we can have a chit chat as well. Because mindful does not mean intelligent. Mindful does not mean complicated. Mindful can be complicated. You can make it really complex. So sometimes it means that I am talking because I set the intention of mindful musing, and somebody is listening to it because, yeah, it's it's mindful, and I like to listen to mindful things. And now, on this moment, I'm listening to something like, hey, I experienced something yesterday, but now I hear this. I have a way, another way of doing how I can use this in my life. And then the feedback, like, hey, you were talking about this and I did this with it. Oh, you did that with it. Oh, very creative. I didn't know you could do that with it, but it worked out there. So now we have another option and experience of somebody who is, and that is what the mindfulness and the awareness is actually doing when you become aware of one thing, one teaching can teach you 1,000 things. First, I did not understand that. I thought, oh my God, what is this for mumbo jumbo? If I understand one and one is two, then I understand 1,000 things. So the experience is very important. Did you experience the light? Did you experience the energy? Did you experience the vibe, the resonation, the connection, or didn't you? Then another question in getting further acquainted with the situation is we are going to listen to outcome and other questions like When did you experience it? For how long did you experience it? Which time? There are so many questions that you can ask about one simple experience. For example, now it is on the part where understanding becomes damaging to the. So I put a kettle, and everybody is blank in the mind. Nobody knows anything. Eh? I put the kettle on the stove, filled with water, and I put it on the fire. So the water boils. Everybody follows me. Kettle filled with water on top of the fire. It's starting to boil. Not in the beginning. It needs to be on that fire for how long until it gets boiling. So a group of people coming to check me out. What are you doing? I said, I'm boiling water. What is boiling water? Boiling water is very hot water. When it's boiling, it transfers into evaporation into air. Oh, really? I didn't know that. So, can you feel the temperature if it's hot enough? I say, put your finger inside the water. And how does it feel? It's cold. He goes back to the rest of the group and says that the water is cold, but we are waiting until it's starting to boil. So after a while, another person, because we were with the group, saying, "Hey, can you check on him? The water is boiling," because it was the first time they are going to experience boiling water. So the person puts let's say, put your finger in the pot. So you understand that that person was saying, "Hey, well, cold. Were you really sure the water was cold? Now it feels like lukewarm, lukewarm." Then another spy came checking. It's warm, but it's not boiling. No, it's not boiling. When it's boiling, you see bubbles. He goes back, well, the water is warm but not boiling, because then you see bubbles. You understand that there will be a moment in time that if you do not understand that boiling water is really hot and you walk to the pot, you stick your finger in it, you are going to scream. And that is important about why I ask all these questions about one simple thing. It's misunderstanding what is causing all the troubles in the world. Because clarity ends all emotion. So when things are clear, you are not going to be emotional about it. And therefore, we need to listen to understand to each other instead of to respond and answer with, yes, I do understand. And when you don't have that understanding, what are you going to do? Really? What are you going to do when you don't understand it? You are going to be quiet, say nothing, and then, when it's done, you go to say to your friend, "Oh man, what he was talking about was nonsense, man. I don't understand that bullshit." No, that's true. You don't understand it, but you did not dare to reply because it created that insecurity of not understanding my bullshit. But if you are intentionally listening to understand, then what would the chosen one do when he does not understand? Well, he will lift his finger in the air for no reason. And then I'm like, what are you pointing at? To God or something? And no, I'm raising my finger to ask a question. I said, no shit, you serious? You're going to ask me a question about something that you don't understand? Okay, let me hear your question then. So the question finds an answer. So I explain as again, do you get it now? Um, well, let me see. And this little bit. Oh, yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, no, that little bit is this and that. Do you understand now fully? Yeah, yeah, now I understand it fully. So you come to a closer understanding of each other simply because the question gets answered. And which, what does stop? Stupidity does stop there. Yes, so you stop the dumbing down of yourself with a question. So what does grow with the question? Intelligence. Unless I'm too stupid and I need to say, oh yeah, very intelligent question of you, but I recognize I am too stupid to answer your question. So we have a problem now because I'm going to answer your question with I don't know. It's also an answer of a question, but you're not enriching yourself with intelligence with me on that one, with your quantum quarks, with your frustrated quantum quarks. Yeah, you need to have some fun also, eh? But this is a really, really nice one, I think, with your frustrated quantum quarks. Yeah, I did study sometimes physics with their group of quarks and quarks that I don't know what. I sometimes think that scientists look too much to troll movies like Lord of the Rings or something, and they see a orc, and then they think that they need to call a certain subparticle of an atom a quark. Yeah, really funny. So yeah, there's also language. Huh? So yeah, it would be really nice if I just could talk with people to come to a closer understanding of each other. Yes, but this is so damn difficult in 2025 because it seems that everybody is so hyped up about the news, about their political vote, about their Yeah. Sweet Jesus and some light. But you know, even Jesus, let's say Jesus comes tomorrow. How did you prepare yourself for Jesus coming? Is your mind clear? Is your mind at peace? Is your heart at peace? Do you have peace as center, your inner peace, to find your balance and not get the demons? Yeah, that is something I'm also doing recently, fighting off some demons. Not mine, but somebody else. And then the demon jumped over from that person to me from the top. So the demon tried to dim my light. And actually, during a previous live streaming, probably on Sunday, I think. So from Sunday on, Monday, one of these live streams, I was actually even, you could sense that I slay the demon because what happens with the law of fire, peace, fire, light, fire, and everything was fire, and my hands, like now, also already starting to glow red. So previous to that, so first I was repositioning myself, when I knew that it happened. Yeah, so you sense it, you feel it. I did not see anything, but I become aware of it by sensing it. So I tried to plot, but I was at that moment, and because a certain thing happened, I got into warrior mode. And then my first response was a very ancient warrior teaching. When you draw a line in the sand, when you trespass the line, you are meet with an X. So there is a line, and on the other side is an X. So when you stand there, you can imagine what happens. So I'm also studying philosophy, but very picky I am with that. So there are many philosophers and many philosophies about different things, but I sense that, some philosophies are actually more based on greed and power. You like the 88 Rules of Power, or somebody wrote that book. Yeah, when I'm reading that, it's like not so mindful all the time, but it is philosophy. So I think that the Buddhistic philosophy is very beautiful. Uh, the philosophy of Morihei Ueshiba is very beautiful, in my opinion. As far as I knew it, because I did not do a deeply study, but I sensed it. I sensed it so much spiritually. So yeah, actually, my idols are Messiah. So anybody who had reached the title Messiah, I like. So Buddha, Jesus, Yoshikazu Okada, they got the title Messiah. Very, very interesting beings. And they all have something in common. They are in the kingdom of heaven. So I hope I can become like the Messiah. But I think I need to reincarnate a few more times. Maybe a million more times or something, maybe even more, a trillion times, I don't know. You know, when I was a child and I made a mistake, and in a childish way, you are communicating, thinking about God, because that was the word that you know as a child, because that's what the parents and the pastor were calling the source. Oh, and now I made another mistake. When you become aware of your own mistakes, I'm not going to make that mistake again, God. 5 minutes later, same mistake. And then it happened that I did 3 times the same mistake after each other. I said, God, now I had enough of it. I did not come to this planet to make mistakes. Well, after that conversation, I never ever made a mistake again. Are you laughing? Why are you deleting your live streams? Well, a mistake. A mistake. My temper got a little bit too high, and the dictionary that was able to use was full of swear words. So you set an example as well. It's really, really dangerous to go live these days, eh? Because people are so easy to judge you, to criticize you. What do you say? I'm only mindful musings, thinking about, what can we do? What can we do good? What can we do better? And what can we do together? But if we are slaves to distraction and we have the NPC life, and another good one, but I need to say 1 hour is, yesterday I was, I believe, the 2 hours, and this morning also. So yeah, we will continue the mindful musings on another time. What hell? That's really strange. Hmm. Strange things happening at the end, and that is also, so yeah, mind control. Try to control your own mind. So when you feel, so this is for rounding up, and we might continue that in the next live stream. Yeah, mind control, control your own mind. So when do you recognize when you are losing your mind? When you say, I'm losing my mind. And then what? You are going to do something stupid? Yes. In my case, it was yes. I'm losing my mind. Are you going to do something stupid? Yes. So, how not to lose your mind is to focus on your own mind, and everything that is outside of your mind, you choose to filter through your standards to protect your own peace. So you do not allow anybody to say anything to you without screening it. And in these times, you really need to do that because a lot of people are just talking not what I'm talking about. Let me tell you that. And it does not make sense and is of such a low vibration. Like, yeah, I was born to be a clown or something. Behavior does not matter. And then you pretend to be that you are following a religion. Well, the pastor was drinking wine, me drinking wine, a lot of wine. So you need to control your own mind. And if you cannot control your mind and you start to express horrible behavior, so always when I misplay something, so that's a response to which part? So I'm not sure on which sentence you commented. And as you know, my mind is traveling now through the universe, trying to see within the collective consciousness of mankind how we can control our own mind. Yes. So first you need to have mind control before you free your mind. And a lot of people are, so you have opening your mind, freeing your mind, and mind control. Oh yeah, losing my mind and losing my mind. So yeah, and that is, for the female, it's important that things have their place. And for the men, as the female knows, it does not matter that much. But to the female, it's not only when they misplace something. Oh, I know the female. Yeah, let me learn the female, eh? Where did you put your shoes? What are the keys doing here on the table? Didn't we have a place for that? Because the man only builds the house and a female makes it a home and puts everything in certain places. And then it's really funny to observe your wife when she cannot find something. And then you are this gentleman. Can you find it, honey? No, I didn't know where I put it. But you have for everything a place. Is it not on the place where you normally put? No, I already looked there. Maybe you should give. Yes, yeah. I also have the eyeglasses on top of my head. And I also, because it was in the beginning when you are not used to wearing them on top of your head, where did I put my glasses? And I was accusing somebody must have stolen it. And then you are going to ask, did you see my glasses? Which one? The ones on the top of your head? I don't have glasses on. Oh, yeah, wait. Yeah, yeah, no, you are right. So, yes, from the mistakes we made ourselves, we can laugh about the mistakes somebody else makes because we have already made them. That is, always really funny. But the best is if we learn from that. But as I already said, like I really think my life is all about making mistakes and not learning from them. That's a little bit my learning curve. So when you really need to choose with confidence, yes. So to control your own mind is that you also need to choose with confidence. Yes, what you want. What do you want to hear? And find the people not that learn how to speak your language. Like there will be a lot of people with bad intentions that are coming to talk with you, pretending to be a chosen one. But if you ask them to do the smallest thing, they are not able to. So chosen ones are doing certain things, yes, and all chosen ones know that. But it's top secret, and they do many different things. So I pick one of these things, or maybe multiple, and I ask a question about it. And if behavior is not showing it, I know enough, okay, another pretender. So yeah, I feel really good with what I choose to do, and I will see what is coming from that. But I think this world needs ordinary people. That's how I see myself. I do not know how other people observe me, what they think of me. I changed a lot. And recently, I was going through really big changes in the last year. When you are challenged physically with a lot of pain and you carry it with no painkillers, it's very tiring sometimes. So sometimes your body is just exhausted. And that's because you are probably holding on to too many heavy things. And by choosing, you need to follow your heart and you need to reposition yourself. And sometimes certain things or what you give heart the most and you want to share it with your loved ones, but there cannot be a connection, then you should not try, yes? And you do not need to try to convince somebody else. Good night. Have a nice dinner. Yeah, I will end the broadcast also. So see you next time. Bye bye.